When people imagine ancient Rome, they picture warm sunlight, marble villas, and life under a gentle Mediterranean sky. But the reality was far harsher, especially in winter. Rome could be cold, wet, and unforgiving, with frost covering rooftops and snow falling even in the capital. And for Romans living in the northern provinces, Britain, Gaul, or Germania, winter was not an inconvenience. It was a genuine threat to survival. Yet the Romans did more than endure these brutal winters. They engineered their way through them. They fought the cold with a combination of brilliant architecture, clever daily habits, and remarkable innovations that allowed an entire empire, stretching from Africa to frozen forests of Germany, to survive
Behold the
without central
brilliance of
heating,
the south-facing
without
windows.
modern clothing,
The glass,
and
though
without the
crude,
comforts we take
traps
for
the
granted.
sun's warmth during these
The
cold
greatest
winter.
of their winter inventions was the Hippocaust, a revolutionary heating system hidden beneath the floors of wealthy villas and public bathhouses. It was in many ways the ancestor of modern underfloor heating. A furnace burned continuously in a basement chamber, and hot air flowed through a network of brick pillars supporting the floor. This warm air circulated through wall flues, heating entire rooms with soft,
The
even
foundation
warmth.
is compromised
No
here.
smoke, no
Note the
visible
subsidence
fire,
near the brazier.
just pure
Yes,
engineering
engineer.
genius.
The
But
brickwork
the
is failing.
hypercost came at a price. It required enormous amounts of wood and the constant labor of slaves tending the fires. Only the wealthy or public institutions could
This
maintain
diagram
such a
shows
system.
the peril.
Ordinary
the fire
Romans,
consumes the
those
air,
living in crowded
releasing
apartment
lethal
blocks known
vapors
as
that overcome
insulae,
the occupant.
had no such luxury. Instead, they relied on passive solar architecture. Roman architects carefully oriented homes so winter sunlight would pour in through south-facing windows. Glass was rare, but Rome pioneered its widespread use. Even cloudy or imperfect glass trapped heat
The
like a
flow
greenhouse,
through the channels
allowing
is
villas
consistent.
and even townhouses to stay
Note the
warmer
temperature
during the coldest
stabilization
days.
in this section.
But for the average Roman, the most reliable refuge from winter wasn't their home at all. It was the public bathhouse, the thermae. Heated by massive Hippocaust systems, these giant complexes were warm oases in a freezing city. Poor citizens spent hours there, not simply to bathe, but to survive. They exercised, relaxed, read, socialized, and most importantly, escaped the icy drafts of their cold apartment rooms. Winter in ancient Rome was a daily battle, and across
This
the
charcoal
empire,
wool is
Romans
the
fought
finest
it
in the
with the
market,
tools
sir.
they had,
Feel the weight.
and the ingenuity
We won't
still
find a
admire
warmer
today.
cloak in the city.
For millions of Romans,
As the
fire was the
diagram
heart
shows
of
here,
winter
the
survival.
space between the tiles
Wealthy homes
ensures
had
the warm air
fireplaces and
provides
braziers,
sufficient
but
insulation
the
for
poor
the winter
relied on
months.
simple portable charcoal
Ensure the
heaters.
hinges are secure before
These
the
were
rains
easy to
come.
move from
Yes,
room to
hurry
room,
now, seal it
but came
tight.
with a silent danger: carbon monoxide. Countless families suffocated in their sleep by leaving braziers burning through the night. Still, without them, winter was unbearable. Food
The
played
warmth
an
retention
equally
is
crucial
satisfactory.
role. Instead of light
Continue
meals
layering
eaten in
the mats
summer,
and hides
Romans
as
turned to
instructed
thick
in the
barley
scroll.
porridges, hot stews, and hearty vegetable broths. These meals provided long-lasting warmth, fueling the body like an internal furnace. Hot drinks were especially valued.
This diagram
The Romans
illustrates the
drank
principle
calda,
perfectly.
warm
The trapped
wine mixed
air
with
minimizes
spices and
convection,
water. A
effectively
kind of
insulating the room
ancient mulled wine believed to strengthen the body and protect against illness. Clothing became a personal fortress. Forget the image of Romans walking around in thin togas. In winter, they layered multiple tunics, linen underneath, wool on top, and wrapped themselves in heavy cloaks like the penula, often waterproofed with grease. In colder provinces, even the proud Romans abandoned tradition and wore trousers, a barbarian garment they once mocked, but eventually adopted for survival. Shoes were reinforced with thick soles and lined with felt. Woolen socks were common, practical, and essential for warmth. A Roman's winter outfit was a carefully engineered system, a combination of layers, breathable natural fibers, and tightly wrapped garments designed to trap as much warmth as possible. Inside the home, Romans fought drafts with heavy curtains, tapestries, and layers of straw spread across cold stone floors. Windows were shut tightly using wooden shutters, and every gap was stuffed with cloth or wool to block the icy wind. And when homes were too hard to heat, especially in large villas, the solution was simple but effective: shrink the living space. Families gathered into one or two small rooms, living together near the hearth.
This soup
It
truly
conserved
warms
fuel,
the body, doesn't it?
trapped warmth,
Yes.
and brought
I can
households
feel the
closer
heat
together.
spreading already.
In many ways, winter became a season of intimacy, storytelling, and shared survival. Roman architecture was more sophisticated than many realize.
As the
Wealthy
warmth
villas
spread
used
quickly through the
horseshoe-shaped
body.
layouts to create
To the
sun-trapped
gods
courtyards.
for this fine
Porticos
vintage.
facing south collected
It
gentle
certainly
winter
does.
light,
The
warming
heat retention
floors
is
and walls
excellent.
naturally.
You've definitely
Even
optimized
outdoor
the warmth in
spaces
here.
became
We
pockets of
appreciate
heat that
that.
softened the
It's
cold.
been much cozier this
Inside,
winter.
insulation turned cold stone buildings into warm refuges. Thick tapestries hung on walls didn't just decorate, they kept heat from escaping. Floors covered with straw or woven mats added another thermal layer. Romans understood something simple but essential. Comfort in winter came from managing airflow, trapping heat, and blocking drafts. Their windows were revolutionary for the ancient world. Glass allowed
This soup
sunlight
truly
in while
warms the
keeping
body,
freezing
doesn't it?
winds out.
Yes.
Wooden
I can
shutters
feel the
closed
heat
at night
spreading
created
already.
an insulating air pocket that could raise
As
temperatures
the warmth
drastically.
spread quickly through
In
the
simpler
body.
homes without glass,
To the gods
shutters
for
and
this
oiled
fine
cloth still made a
vintage.
significant
It
difference.
certainly
But
does.
perhaps the greatest
The heat
winter
retention
tool of
is
all
excellent.
was social warmth.
You've definitely optimized
Romans
the warmth in
instinctively
here.
knew
We
that being
appreciate
together
that.
meant staying
It's
alive.
been much cozier this
Families,
winter.
servants, and slaves slept in close quarters, sharing body heat. Children slept between adults. In army barracks, legionaries packed into tight rooms, their combined warmth
This
sustaining
composite
them through
structure,
long winter
detailed
nights.
here,
Even in
allows
poorer
the light to
districts,
diffuse
neighbors
while
gathered in
preventing
shared
the escape
rooms,
of heat.
communicating, working, eating, and simply existing together. This closeness strengthened communities. Winter wasn't just a struggle, it was a season that brought Romans together in ways summer never could. The Roman Empire mastered winter through a combination of engineering, tradition, creativity, and human connection. They learned to use the sun, fire, wool, stone, and each other to survive the harshest months of the year. Their methods were humble yet ingenious, and many of their principles, insulation, layered clothing, solar architecture, communal spaces, remain relevant even today. Winter did not weaken the Romans, it shaped them, and their clever adaptations allowed them to endure, expand, and thrive across vast territories that most Mediterranean civilizations would never dare to inhabit. If you look closely at Rome today, from the ruins of ancient villas to the remnants of bathhouses, you can still see the fingerprints of Roman winter ingenuity.
The quality of this
The
repair work
Hippocaust
is
may be
exceptional.
silent, its
We use
fires
the
long
traditional
extinguished,
methods, same as
but the
always.
pillars that once held
It
heated
keeps us
floors
warm,
still
too.
stand. Walls where hot air once flowed remain marked with channels. These engineering achievements were centuries ahead of their time. Roman winter survival was never about a single invention. It was a multi-layered system. Homes oriented toward the sun, food designed for warmth, clothing engineered for insulation, and a deep understanding of how to work with nature instead of against it. Their innovations were born from necessity, but they became a cultural identity, a way Romans proved they could tame both people and the elements. And while wealthy Romans enjoyed luxurious, heated floors, the poor created their own warmth through community.
Over here,
The
quickly.
bathhouses
Pile the
became
logs against the
sanctuaries
back
where
wall.
rich and poor alike escaped the cold.
That is
People
sufficient for
gathered,
now.
mingled, shared stories, and shared heat. Winter was harsh, but Rome turned it into a season of resilience. In frontier provinces, Roman soldiers faced brutal winters far colder than anything in Italy. Yet they adapted, layering clothing, heating tents with portable braziers, sleeping shoulder to shoulder, and relying on well-planned supply lines. Their survival ensured the empire's borders remained strong. Ultimately, the story of Roman winter survival is a story about human ingenuity. It shows how people without modern technology overcame nature, using creativity, discipline, and communal effort. It reminds us that comfort isn't always about tools. It's about knowledge, adaptation, and cooperation. And even now, 2,000 years later, the Romans continue to teach us. Their architectural strategies live on in passive solar design. Their clothing innovations echo in our modern layering techniques. Their understanding of insulation and airflow can still be found in sustainable building design. The Romans didn't fear winter. They studied it, mastered it, and shaped their world around it. As you've seen, surviving a harsh Roman winter wasn't easy, but with engineering brilliance, clever habits, and the warmth of community, an empire not only endured, it thrived. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient Roman ingenuity, Make sure to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating stories from the past that still shape our world
Faster,
today.
men. Clear the center stones first. And you, use the broom over there.
The radiant heat from the hearth is significant, but the venting requires adjustment to minimize loss.
Bring the next bundle up, quickly now. Secure it tightly there, just above the last one. The curvature on these shovels seems correct, but the weight must be reduced for the auxiliary troops. We can thin the edge.
The heaviest wool in the city, perfect for the winter.
Itchy, perhaps, but strong. I'll take 3 at the agreed price.
The crimson is rich. These cloaks will withstand the cold and please the legate.
Spread it thicker by the fountain. Make sure the edges are secure before nightfall.
Everything is within tolerance. The triple glazing is performing exceptionally well.
Move faster! The baths must be heated by the hour. Move those logs up to the wall now. We must finish before the storm hits.
This is incredible. I've never seen the fire this big. Happy Winter Festival, everyone!